How did this kid, I shouldn't say kid, young man, slip through the cracks or slip through your radar?
Well, thank you for the question, and thank you for the opportunity. First and foremost, in a lot of situations, you have individuals try to come on campus who aren't affiliated with the university. These were students who had a right to be on campus during that time. We had no visitation constraints where they couldn't move freely throughout the campus, and so this is just a situation to where students who are supposed to be here thought to handle a particular situation, thought it would be smart to bring a weapon to try to confront an individual about it. And so they had a right to be in that space, but it's just unfortunate because they had a weapon to confront a situation that they made a poor choice.
The lawyer sent us a list of things that you all have done to improve safety on campus. One of them included using more canines to detect and locate firearms on campus. Can you tell us about that effort?
We do have a K-9 on campus. We have one. He's been here since the end of August. He went through his certification over the last few months, and he came to campus at the end of August. We have a student body of 7,500, and it's just one K-9. Everything we do is to deter crime and criminal behavior. It's to deter. It doesn't mean we're going to stop everything, but we try to deter these things to hope people make wiser decisions. And so in this particular case, the K-9 was not in that area. Also alluding to the fact that we had contracted security in the building, walking the building to patrol and provide a presence, but it happened within seconds. And so unfortunately, they weren't there to deter it, and then the situation happened.
It's been a long time since I've been in college, and I know a lot of things probably have changed, probably since you've been in college as well, too.
Yes.
How are the students able to access different buildings? So I understand that the students involved, one of them lived in the Knight complex, and the others lived at Hopkins Hall.
Correct.
So how are the students allowed to access different buildings? Do they have key fobs where they can get into any building on campus, or they can only access doors to the building where they reside, or how does that work?
Well, like I said, we didn't have any visitation perimeters in place. We were just starting the school year, so that we didn't need to have that initiative. In this particular case, our victim was a resident of Knight Complex. One of our suspects was a resident of Knight Complex, and he allowed his friends to access the building to confront this individual. So that's how they gained the access. So like I said, they had a right to be there based off the invitation of someone who was supposed to be there.
What's the status of the students right now who are involved? Have they been expelled? Have they had hearings, or what's the case with them?
Well, as I know you guys know, they were arrested for a bevy of charges, and we immediately expelled them from the institution. What our overall security plan is, and part of that initiative, as you guys know, is creating our door access program. So for Knight Complex in particular, because that is our dorm of focus right now, the students of Knight will be able to have door access to get into the residence hall. You have to swipe your ID to access the residence hall. This was already in motion prior to this incident happening, and so we finally completed that piece of the project. And so that may be what they're alluding to, and that's what we're trying to do across all of our residential halls, to have door access to only the individuals who reside in that space can enter into that space.
Okay. When do you expect to have this project completed?
At least for Knight Complex, like I said, that was the focal point. That will be done in the next couple of weeks.
And in terms of the other buildings or dormitories on campus, do you have a time frame?
Knight is the focus right now. We continue to just build it out from there.
How much does something like that cost you?
We're in the millions of dollars just with technological upgrades we're trying to make to better safeguard our students.
And how is that being funded? How are you guys coming up with that? That's a lot of money.
Yeah, I'm not but business and finance, but like I said, it's a need. You can't put a price on a child's life. We want our students to have a great experience, and so the university is willing to do whatever it takes to make that happen. Like I said, originally we already had contracted personnel in the building, contracted security company we partner with, and like I said, their main focus was to rove the buildings. And now we've added additional personnel, so we have about 4 officers who work in Knight Complex at the main entrances, scanning everybody who's coming in, making sure they have IDs, making sure they're supposed to be there. And then we'll also have individuals roving as well. So multiple layers of security to support this initiative.
Yeah. The report said the student said he got the gun from home and brought it to campus because he felt like he needed it to protect himself. Did you learn anything more about the gun in terms of its registration, who it was registered to, was the gun stolen or anything? Did you learn anything more about the weapon that the student had? Just curious.
No information about the firearm. I do know whatever happened that transpired before the incident didn't meet the threshold that you had to go home and get a firearm. That's talking to multiple witnesses about what took place. There was just a major overreaction on that individual's part, and unfortunately he has to reap those consequences of his decision.
Do you know if they're in the custody of a juvenile center or what's happening with those students right now?
They're adults, and so like I said, I believe they bonded out on their charges, and they'll have to have their day in court.
Because their names were not included in the report. Is that standard?
Yes.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to share, add, or mention, or you think is important to note, or that you want the public to know about how you all are handling, safety and security here on campus in light of this event?
I definitely want the public to know that we are working extremely hard to mitigate all these gaps in security. We want our students to have a wonderful experience here. We hate that we've had a couple incidents that have occurred, and we've had to have these conversations, but we are working tirelessly to close these gaps. And so we want our parents to know this is a great campus, it's a safe campus, and our students are having a great experience here. It's just unfortunate that in these times that things like this are occurring.
It really is, because this is an institution of learning, and we want the students to be focused on that, and we want other students to be comfortable here as well as they work on their degrees. And gone are the days where students handled their conflicts physically, the way we did with these, and just the fact that they're carrying guns is really just disturbing. Especially in an environment like this.
Absolutely. It makes our job extremely difficult when you can purchase a firearm just as easy as you can purchase a pair of sneakers. It makes our job extremely difficult, but we're up to the task, and we are working extremely hard because, like I said, we have a mission and a purpose. We're trying to keep this campus safe, and that's our charge, and that's what we're working towards.
What was your initial reaction when you heard about this incident? I mean, a student could have died. Just watching the video is extremely disturbing, and when you hear the gun go off, just to think how serious this could have turned, and this could have been deadly in a matter of seconds.
I thought about my own personal experience. I have a young college student, and so would I want to get that phone call? Of course I don't. But I know the question is going to be asked: what are you doing to make this better? That's the weight that I carry, and I carry it with great pride. I know the job that we have to do, and we're working extremely hard to make that happen.